All right. Well, good morning. It's Monday Morning Quarterback. As always, I'm joined by one of my co-hosts, and probably my co-host today, solo, is Mike from Mic'd Up Sports, and apparently Trey Lance owes you $40.
That son of a bitch.
And I'm sure we'll get over. We'll get on that in a minute when we talk about some of the games. But there was quite a few really good games this week that we're going to go over. I do want to do a sort of a different format this week. I want to jump right.
Considering that we don't want to talk about what
There is nothing to talk about. I don't even know.
Look. Let's just put it into quick perspective.
Yeah.
If any New York Giant fan believes the ramblings of the madman that I called last week, Joe Judge, thinking that he's going to come back next year, here's a surprise. You know what? It's not even a surprise. It's a spoiler. The team that you got right now is the same team you're going to have next year, and we're going to have 4 to 5 wins again because this team does not want to play for this man, and you're going to get the same situation next year, and Danny Dipshit's going to come back with him.
I agree. So let's start the show off with this. Let's start to show off with the NFL playoff picture. I'm actually going to pull this up and have it for our audience, but also have it for us as a guideline. Now, if the season was to end today,
which should have, because
which if years past it would have ended today. Yeah, we normally
thought 17 games to 16 games was a great idea. Has to take a lot of fucking drugs.
Exactly. But look, we got the 17 games, but either way, we still have one more week to play. So we do have an NFL Week 18. But let's just go by what the playoff picture looks like now. So the Packers are the only one that have secured a first-round bye with their win last night against Minnesota. So that's secure. The Titans at the moment have the first-round bye if the season was to end today. The Chiefs still have a shot at it. And as my brother alluded to just before he signed off here, the Bengals actually still have a shot because they have the best conference record at 8-3. So if they win and both the Titans and the Chiefs lose, they can actually get the first-round bye, which would be huge for the Bengals. But what do you think of some of these matchups as is? You know, my brother was saying how the NFC looks very light this year, especially as far as the games go. Like, I'm looking at some of the games, and it's true. Like, Eagles at Rams, 49ers at Bucs, even the Cardinals at Cowboys, which we literally just saw yesterday. How do you feel about the matchups that we might get in the NFC versus the AFC, which looks pretty stacked, and the games look a little bit more competitive? What do you think?
I think the AFC looks like they're going to have a really good shot at winning the Super Bowl this year.
And is the Chiefs still your favorite?
Chiefs are still my favorite. I don't care if they have to go through Nashville to get to the championship game.
Yeah.
You know, it's Patrick Mahomes.
And also, too, let's also, I want to say one thing, too. The Packers having the first round bye and the Packers having home field throughout the playoffs, right? Where, you know, the route to the Super Bowl was through, Lambeau. They actually, since, what was the graphic last year? Since 2002? I think since 2002, they have one of the worst home records in the playoffs. So that home playoff advantage really means nothing. But
we beat them in
and
NFC Championship game that where it was like, well, I think it was like 5 below. Coughlin was redder than red.
Yeah, Brett Favre was the quarterback back then. Colts did shit the bed yesterday. They really did. I wasn't expecting them to lose to the Raiders. And look, here's the thing: if you told me that Jonathan Taylor was going to have 108 yards, a touchdown, which is pretty much mediocre for Jonathan Taylor standards, and Carr was going to throw 2 interceptions, I was going to be like, all right, well, the Colts are going to win the game. I was very shocked at that. It was still a close game. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I thought the Colts were going to win that game, and it was a winnable game, and it was a game they clearly had to win. At the moment, they're still in the playoffs, but yeah, you got to put away teams like that, and because of that, the Raiders are actually still alive.
Are you more shocked that the Eagles are actually in this fucking thing?
No, I am. I am because of how they started the season. But with some of the weapons they added over the free agency, with not free agency, through the draft, when they got what's the wide receiver?
The guy that we got screwed.
Devonta Smith. Yeah. So the fact that they got Smith, they added some weapons, And I just was on the fence about Jalen. We didn't know what we were going to get with Jalen. Is Jalen good? Is Jalen bad? Because he's had these great games and he's had these really shitty games. So I'm not really surprised about any NFC team because you don't know NFC East. I'm sorry. I don't know. I texted Juwaan. I'm actually waiting for his response. I told him he hasn't responded. Maybe he's probably sleeping.
I'm waiting for Crayon Dude's request.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, Crayon, you haven't requested it yet. Well, let's be quiet about that for a second. You know, Jalen is almost like Tua. Like, what are you going to get with Tua? Tua, we got normal Tua yesterday. Tua played like shit, and the Dolphins.
That's why I don't think Tua is a good fit in Miami because of that reason. He's one of those quarterbacks, and I've used this terminology 100 times. Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know who you're going to get from game to game.
Yeah, let me actually try to shake the cage here. Let me rattle the cage a little bit. Hey,
get your ass out of bed.
Yeah, because he hasn't read my text that I sent him at 10:51. So that's where I know he might be sleeping. So look, there were some surprises. I mean, look, let's also face it too. The fact that the Jets played competitive against the Bucs. I don't know if that says about the Jets or it says about the Bucs. The Bucs might have some worrying.
I think we'll get into that one of our games of the week or our surprises.
100%. 100%. So we got the playoff now. We have the Colts and the Chargers are still they're all 9-7, of course, with the Raiders as well. The Steelers actually have a shot too. The Steelers have to win tonight.
Now, wait. Now, if the Steelers win tonight, what's their?
So the Steelers have to win. Here's the thing. I think this is how they have to get in. The Steelers have to win, and then the Jags have to beat the Colts next week.
All right. So basically, Pittsburgh's out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, I mean, we didn't want to talk about it. The Giants obviously shit the bed. What do they lose? 29-3. But on the flip side of that, Saquon goes over 102 yards. But yeah, he does. He has that touch of fragility like Saquon. Which
how many touches did Saquon have yesterday?
22. 22. He averaged 4.6 yards.
I could do 4.6 yards.
4.6 yards.
I could do 4.6 yards.
4.6 yards. What from there to the bathroom?
Yeah, exactly.
So my work here's all right. Let's do it this way. Going into the playoffs, what do you think is the scariest team, either under the radar or just in general? What do you think is the scariest team heading into playoffs in either conference?
In all honesty, right now,
yeah,
I hate to say it because I had them dead to rights. The Cardinals.
Okay, so you're going to go with the Cardinals. That's actually, look, after their win yesterday versus Dallas.
And if they do, all their games are on the road. They only lost one road game this year.
Yeah, they play better on the road than they do at home.
So, if they're going to take the path of the Giants circa 2007.
I'll tell you right now, I know they have a really shitty home record. What is the home record? Their home record is 5-3. 5. Oh, you know why? Because I don't have it extended fully out to get that.
They're
I just have the
5-3 at home, and I think they're either 7-1 or 6-2 on the road.
Well, do the math. If it's 5-3, what's their complete record? So they got to be 7-2, 6-2.
6-2.
Yeah. So they're 6-2.
Or 7-1. I said or 7-7.
Yeah, no, it's 6-2.
7-1. All right.
It's 6-2 because they're 11-5.
Yeah. But, so if they're going to go on the road, they're going to be a dangerous team on the road. And for some reason,
what's up, Dr. Derpy? How you doing?
If this stays what you got up here, them playing Dallas in the first round.
Yeah.
For some reason, Kyler has, I don't know if it's home cooking with him because he's from Texas.
Yeah.
He's 8-0 in Jerryland. That's counting college and pros.
Yes. Yeah. 8-0.
So, I mean, the record speaks for itself. And, one thing that Aikman brought up yesterday was with the Cowboys, everybody's talking about that winning streak they had after, they questioned, Dak if they're falling apart. they went on that run. Look who they beat. You beat Taylor Heineke twice, Turtleneck, and Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who the other quarterback was. Some guy. It wasn't Josh Allen. It was another Allen, but I forgot his first name.
I don't even know who you're talking about right now.
So
I don't know what you're talking about. But if I'm going to go with a scary team right now heading into the playoffs, especially after their last 2 weeks, granted, the first one came against a depleted Ravens defense, but the fact that they did what they did versus the Chiefs, I'm going Bengals. Joe Burrow, 500 and something yards last week. Yesterday, he throws for nearly 450, 5 touchdowns a week ago. Yesterday, he throws another 4 touchdowns. This team is on fire right now.
All right. So do you want to go who's the danger in the AFC and the NFC?
No, I was going to say, if you wanted to pick both, you can. I thought you were going with the Cardinals overall.
No, well, NFC, the Cardinals, but I do agree with you in the Bengals in the AFC.
I also want to acknowledge listener Jim, and then of course Dr. Turpy in a second. So the Colts, but you don't know who shows up, and that's exactly right. And that's been the story of the whole season, even back to last season as well, because their defense started out so strong last season in the start, and I thought that they were going to continue that, and they didn't. And then I think that was with Phillip Rivers. Now they got Carson Wentz. We thought the affair between him and Frank Reich was going to be, what that team needed and what Carson Wentz needed, to get his head right. And he does show signs. And I even told you guys, we were looking at his stats and I was amazed, and I had to retract some of my comments because I didn't realize how precise and how few mistakes Carson Wentz makes. But I agree with listener Jim. You're not going to win it. You're not going to win a playoff game with that Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Not with the way he performed yesterday. So, but with Jonathan Taylor running all over the field, and what that Colts team has been able to do. And again, I'm very shocked that they did lose to the Raiders yesterday, but they're another team that could manage a playoff win. I don't know about going to the Super Bowl, but I think they can manage a playoff win. Derby says, I'm a sad man today. And he goes, I'm sort of a Steelers fan. So yeah, I get it. Look, you still have a shot. It's tough because you not only have to win tonight, but now you also have to rely on the Jaguars to beat the Colts, which, I mean, Trevor Lawrence just looks horrible. I'm sorry. I know they play the Patriots, but there was supposed to be this big billing of top picks of this year's draft, especially with Trevor Lawrence being number 1, and all this talk with Mac Jones and what he's been doing for as a rookie, but also as a first round draft pick. And I mean, that team just shit all over Trevor Lawrence, and he had another 3 interception game. It's just, I don't know. I'm hoping it's just.
As much as I'm knocking Trey Lance for what
Yeah, that is true.
And the only reason, look, the only reason why I have it up there, I'm knocking it is because how he so underutilized George Kittle yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why is Trey Lance did look good yesterday compared to even, like if I would have said to you in the beginning of the year, who's going to be the biggest flop out of the top 5 quarterbacks? I don't think Trevor Lawrence would have came to mind. I mean, even though granted it's the Jaguars.
No, I didn't think so. I wouldn't have said Trevor Lawrence.
I thought Zach Wilson was going to be the flop, and Zach Wilson looked like fucking a number 1 draft pick yesterday, the way he played that game.
But also too, remember how it started. Like, he had these slow starts, but then Zach Wilson, like second half, would start to pick up and whatever. But then we all know what happened with Zach Wilson. The game definitely got into his head. The Jets. So there's some scenarios where you sit a guy, and we talked about this throughout the year. You've had franchises like Green Bay sit Aaron Rodgers, and I mean, Brett Favre had something to say about that, but there are organizations that sat these guys, and rightfully so, gave them time to develop. Then you have organizations like the Jets and the Jaguars that have no other alternative and literally threw these guys out to the wolves. And Zach Wilson showed that he wasn't ready. And Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick at all, he's not ready. I don't think he's NFL ready. I don't think he would have even performed better well on a better team. I mean, you can say, look, it's the Jaguars and Jets. I mean, how much better did you think these quarterbacks were going to make them? And we said this too.
And And I told you when the draft took place and when number 15 went to Mac Jones, I said this is the biggest steal of the whole draft.
You were right. You were right.
Because Mac Jones is a proven fucking quarterback.
Now, you and I also talked about how we thought Justin Fields was gonna flop, and how he was gonna underperform.
And he did.
Being a product of Ohio State, right?
And I told you 1,000 times, nothing good comes out of Ohio State.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. I think you mean as far as quarterbacks go.
Quarterback-wise, yes.
Yeah. Because there have been
just look at Geno Smith for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. But again, I don't want to say that all quarterbacks coming from that system could not succeed in the NFL. But, Justin did this. Justin's also this almost very similar to what we've been getting this whole year. It's just been a very inconsistent year. For most, not for all. I mean, obviously Green Bay has been consistent, but it's just been an inconsistent year. I mean, even Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have been inconsistent, but Fields has been inconsistent. You've had great games from him. You've had shitty games from him. Tua, same thing, more shitty than good. And the same goes for what we were originally talking about, were the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. What were you going to get? But I'm not surprised because that NFC East team, anybody could have walked in. Even the Giants, if Jones wouldn't have gotten hurt, I think the Giants might have been a little bit better than they were.
Nah.
But it's just the NFC East. I wasn't surprised with anybody that would have.
Maybe we wouldn't be scoring 9 points in the last 2 games, but I don't think they would have been anywhere contender.
I just want to know. This is the only thing I want to talk about, guys. And I promised myself I wasn't going to say it, but I just want to get the exact number. I'm pretty sure I have it in my head, but yeah. How the fuck is an NFL quarterback do you have 24 yards? How? And 2 interceptions.
Mike fucking Glennon. That's why.
In 11 attempts, right? He did go for 6 for 11. 4 to his team, 2 to the other. And 4 sacks because that offensive line fucking sucks. But Barkley hit over the century mark. So congrats to him. I think that was the first time in a while.
Don't start sucking dick yet on that one, okay?
Well, according to some reports, I don't know if you guys have been hearing some of the rumors, but I read a report the other day that Barkley might be going to Buffalo.
Bye-bye.
So
bye-bye.
Hey, look.
Have a good trip. Go freeze your balls off.
Listen, it makes sense with that offensive line, and with the fact that Allen really doesn't have a run game. I mean, what do they have? Montgomery, right? Is that who their back is? Singletary. I'm sorry. I knew it started with an Airy or an A, with like a Y sound. I know Singletary actually had a really good game. 110 yards with 2 touchdowns. If it wasn't for him and Allen's 2 rushing touchdowns, they wouldn't have won that game because Allen played like shit yesterday as far as quarterback goes. But the Bills getting a 2-headed monster with Singletary and Barkley, maybe even Singletary being their primary and Barkley coming in for specialty yards or just whatever to spell Singletary. I know, Mike. I just said that Singletary had a great game yesterday, and one of the reasons why they probably beat the Falcons.
You probably get some nice draft picks from Buffalo, and it all depends who the new GM is going to be anyway, and see what they're going to do.
Yeah. All right.
But no, 24 yards. Jesus Christ.
If we're going NFC, I'm going to go.
I told you, I didn't even listen to this game. I didn't watch the highlights. I could have cared less yesterday. I sat there. I watched 3 great fucking football games yesterday.
We did. No, we actually there were really good games yesterday.
Like three good afternoon games. I just sat there between watching Kansas City and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I had the Rams and the Ravens, and then the 4:00 game because I live in Arizona, the Cardinals and Dallas. I actually enjoyed my Sunday watching good football instead of sitting here listening to Bob Popper and Carl Banks and get fucking agita all fucking day.
Yeah, no, I didn't even bother watching the Giant game. I actually, honestly, I wasn't really home. I was in the middle of doing something, but I wouldn't have watched the game anyway, to be honest with you. But I'm going to do opposite of what I asked you. I want to do, and you can follow up, but the team that worries me, and I'm going NFC. The team that worries me, not scares me, but worries me going into the playoffs are the Bucs. And for numerous reasons. They're hurting. Their offense is completely depleted. And the fact that the fact that Brady did what he did with what he has says something to him, but it also says something they play the Jets. But what happened with Antonio Brown was just it's mind-boggling.
That should look.
It really is.
That should never
this team
happened
is hurting.
to begin
This
with.
team is hurting. This team is hurting. And
that
them
should
going
never happen to begin with. When that shit happened, when he got the 3-game suspension, Bruce Arians should have got rid of him, but he realized how depleted he was.
Yeah.
In the wide receiver role.
If Godwin wouldn't have went out with that season-ending injury,
Antonio Brown would have never came back from that suspension.
They wouldn't have needed him.
And Tom Brady should never suggest again a player to join a team.
But you do know what happened, right?
He's a good quarterback, but he sucks as a recruiter.
You do know what happened, though, right? Do you know what sparked that?
From what I heard, now this is what I heard on Fox NFL after the first game.
Okay.
Is that Arians told in the third quarter that he told AB to go on the field. AB refused.
Mm-hmm.
He then again said, get on the fucking field.
Mm-hmm.
He said no. They had words. I think it was Mike Evans was trying to calm down AB.
It was Evans. Yeah, it was Evans.
He was trying to calm him down. He said, look, just do what the coach says. Get on the field. He said, fuck you. He ripped off the uniform and shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
Then he took off the shirt. He's jumping around, waving the peace sign. Let me tell you something. This guy's career is fucking over.
I mean, look, it was a mild day
over in Pittsburgh.
It was a mild day. I'm going to tell you right now. It was near 60 yesterday, so it was a mild day. Look, you got a ripped body like that. You're going to show it off. I'm not going to lie. You show it off. You show it off.
It was actually warmer in New York than it was here in Arizona.
It was warm yesterday, man. It was warm yesterday, and he had a body by Jake. So it's what do you?
He's in great shape, of course.
I'm teasing. I'm kidding.
No, but what I'm saying is though, he should have never came back after that suspension.
Yeah,
when he did the fake vax cards.
I mean, all right, sure.
But Arians realized the problem we had at wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then he just went to a point where, oh, look who woke up. You have some coffee? You good?
What's up, Juwaan? Everything okay?
Is what AB was, he should have been there in the first place to begin with. But what he did yesterday, that man's career, look, I know he has mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't put people down for that.
Yeah.
If you have something wrong mentally, you should get help. You should be talking to somebody, friends, family,
100%.
Whatever.
No, you're right. 100%.
Psychiatric help. Go on meds if you have to. But your career right now is fucking over. Because there's not going to be another team out there that's going to say, I want Antonio Brown on my team.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're fucking insane.
Look, it's sad, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. I followed Antonio Brown since when he was on the Steelers. I actually liked him when he was on the Steelers. I've told you guys before, I am partly a Steelers fan as well. So anything Steelers related, I have a little bit of a soft spot for. I did like the fact that Bucs and Brady gave him a chance. He was a big part of that Super Bowl.
Brady gave him a chance in New England.
I know
that.
Yeah, I know.
He's the one that told Belichick didn't want him either. And Tom said, let me take care of him. And he was fine with him in New England. Whatever's happening now, I don't know what the fuck went on a month ago when he got suspended and what happened yesterday.
What happened was he was not scheduled to play yesterday. The whole week. He's got an injury. I don't know. I think something in his ankle or whatever. So he wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to play, right? Then I think either the morning of yesterday or maybe the day before, but I'm pretty sure it was the morning of, they said that he said he was good to go. So he was like, all right, Aaron's like, okay, fine. But he didn't play the first half. So when it came part of the third quarter where they needed him the most, he said, I'm not ready. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to go on the field. So Aaron's like, well, you either go on the field or you're off this fucking team. And that's what happened. So look, there was a lot of things, and it was broken down. I was watching Good Morning Football today. Chris Carter basically said what you said. Chris Carter vouches for him, says, I know the guy. I know guys who are with him as well, guys who are, close with him. Basically said he does have mental health problems. So this is something that he's never seen before. But at the same time, it's like, look, why put your team and your teammates in that situation? If you knew you're going through something, whether it's with your ankle or whether it's with your mental health, why put an organization through that? Why go through the motions of playing football? Why go through the motions of even saying you might be fine to go, and then tell your team in the middle of the game, oh, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. I'm all right. I'm all right. Then you should have taken yourself off. You should have
actually making a good point here, Joe, if you want to pull it up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Would not surprise me if AB's on a different NFL team next season. If Myles Garrett can come back after bashing the Steelers quarterback with the helmet, then I don't know about that. Nah. I'll tell you, it's true. That was what he did to Mason. What he did to Mason Rudolph in that game. That was scary.
That was scary. A deadly weapon almost.
That was scary, and I will give you that. But that was also, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that one incident with Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
This is AB's like 15.
I think it's like his third. We got to remember what he did on Pittsburgh when he sat out over there because he wanted a new contract, and he just said, fuck you to Ben Roethlisberger and Mike Tomlin to begin with. I mean, right there, you can see there's a problem with the guy.
He's gone from the Steelers to what? The Raiders? Is it the Raiders first and the Patriots, or was it the Patriots and the Raiders?
No, it was Raiders and Patriots because he went to the Raiders. He played one game and then announced his retirement.
Yeah.
And then he went to New England because Tom Brady wanted him. He was okay in New England because I guess Belichick, I think he knows who to fucking tweak and who not to tweak. And he knows that if he was there, he can't pull his shit with Belichick because Belichick would basically shoot him in the head.
I don't know about if you really shoot him in the head because then you can't play at all.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Bill Belichick doesn't fuck around with people.
I got you.
You piss off Bill, Bill's going to fucking put you in your place and send you on your merry fucking way.
Let's really quick because the guy's got the logo behind his back. And he hasn't really said much since joining us. He arrived a little late, so I do want to give Juwaan some. Juwaan, he has played for a team that you root for. You obviously know about Antonio Brown. You've seen him play for numerous teams now, and what he's done in Bucs. I mean, again, he was the reason, one of the main reasons why they won the Super Bowl last year. I think we can agree. He played a solid role in that on the offensive side. Defense also won that game for them too, but. What do you feel about the Antonio Brown thing? Do you agree with Crayon Dude? Do you think another team is going to give him a shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. He made a great point because they were talking about Myles Garrett never being able to play football again.
Mm-hmm.
They were considering just kicking him out of the league completely. What he did once was way more egregious than what Antonio Brown has done numerous times.
It was assault. I can't deny it. I can't deny that.
Mason Rudolph could have died.
Yeah,
you land that, and he gets any swelling of his brain, he dies.
Yeah.
And he wasn't trying to just like swing at him; he was trying to kill the kid. So I think it's just all about. Sports is so much like wrestling. All AB has to do is go to therapy or go to a mental wellness center or whatever the case may be. He comes out. Some team wants to be that team that revives Antonio Brown, and then he goes there, helps them make a push, and all is forgiven. We've just seen it too often.
And then he'll fuck up again. But then in another way, he'll end up fucking up again.
I think he played 1 or 2 games with the Pats, but then he got cut after the. I thought the same. I know he only played 1 for the Raiders, but then I thought that's why I said earlier he played. How many games did he play total for the Patriots? Was it 1 or 2?
It was 1. He played in Miami, got a touchdown, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I
thought he played more than that in Miami and in New England.
No, I thought it was only 1 as well.
All right, so I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay, well then my statement does work that Belichick didn't put up with it.
Well, look, it's scary.
It wasn't a Bill move. It was
the NFL because he had the accusations.
No. It was Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft had asked him to not speak publicly about his legal situation. And then he went and posted the DMs between him and
I remember that. You're right.
the trainer and whatever the case may be. So they said, I can't, I can't, especially because you're just A, you're not listening, and B, it looks guilty. So they just didn't. Again, this is a team that went through Aaron Hernandez, so they weren't going through Antonio Brown abusing whoever, whatever the case may be. Because Aaron Hernandez is still attached to the Patriots. They can't get that stink off. So the last thing you wanted was a stink of Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
So it was Robert Kraft's decision. Bill just didn't argue it because, to him, it was like, we don't need a distraction either. So, but it was Kraft. Kraft came out and said it was as simple as he just didn't listen.
Now, also say it. Tom Brady, great quarterback, bad recruiter.
Juwaan, what I was talking about before you came on, I'd asked Mike a couple of things. I'll ask you these, and then we'll continue. I said going into the playoffs, I mean, obviously as it stands now, because we have the playoff picture in front of us, we got one more week to go, so this can change. We obviously still don't have a division winner in the AFC East. We don't have a division winner yet in the AFC South, right? Or
No.
the West. I think the North is the only one that was solidified, right?
South was already won by
the Titans.
No, the Titans are in the South.
Yeah, you're right. So the South and the North have already been clinched.
Yep.
The West and the East have not been. But as it stands, this is what the playoff picture would look like if the season ended today. Going into the playoffs, what do you think is the scariest team in both conferences to go? Like right now, like the team that's going to make the run?
None.
So you don't have. There's no clear cut scary.
This is the most parity the NFL has had in forever. Because again, what a lot of people just don't pay attention to it. Since 2004, 2003, 2004, it's either been Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, or one other quarterback in the Super Bowl since then. Think about
Eli Manning.
No, because there was another one that was in there. Maybe it was just those. Because he was there twice, but they were counting. No, Ben was there twice.
Peyton was in twice.
Peyton was there 3 times. He was there 3 times.
Yeah, Colts twice. Once with the Colts.
With the Colts. He
Twice
got blown out with the Broncos, and then won one with the Broncos.
Yeah, so he's been there 3 times. Once with the Colts, twice with the Bucs.
And
Broncos.
Brady's been there. Obviously, we know a historic amount of times. So
yeah.
It's literally the most parity. And then now you add in Patrick Mahomes, who's been there 2. So I don't know. I look at it and I go, Rams are supposed to be the favorite. I told you guys I didn't have faith in Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford tried his best to give that Ravens game away.
He said Mahomes too.
Yeah, Mahomes too. You look at the Chargers. Are we getting the Chargers that I predicted from September or the ones that lost to the Texans? You look at the Titans. Getting Derrick Henry back doesn't mean that solves their problems because we don't know what Derrick Henry we're getting back. Packers, there's been a few games this season the Packers should have lost. That Ravens game they should have lost. I don't know. Buccaneers, they keep losing pieces. Cowboys, they're not winning games they should. That Arizona game should have been a statement game for that team, but they lost it. If I had to pick a team that I think could really make a run, is the Bengals.
I said that for the AFC.
I said that for the AFC as well. But also, but I also said for the NFC, I think the Cardinals are a sleeper right now because they're going to be the road teams.
Yeah,
and they got a great road record.
They play better on the road.
Already, and I said Kyler's 8-0 in Jerry World already, so he has it. He could be spoiler in the first round.
Yeah,
and the Pack have been playing really bad at home, as far as not regular season playoffs.
The only problem that the Cardinals have is
that's the plan, Crayon dude. The plan is I think they were practicing with him. The plan is that he's returning for the playoffs.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, if you're the AFC, the best thing is to find a way to get Tennessee out of that first round bye. So it forces Derrick Henry to have to come back
earlier. Yeah.
Rather than giving him 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To prepare. You want him to go in immediately.
We gotta hope to God that Jacksonville beats them next week. I mean that's
the Packers with the Packers clinching the first round bye, what that helps with them is you got guys like Cobb, Jair Alexander, what's the one of the offensive tackles? Bacalari?
Bakhtiari, something like that.
Yeah.
Bakhtiari, Viari, something like that.
And you got one other guy that's out. It allows more time for them. You don't have to play. You don't have to play next week now. You can rest your guys, and it gives you more time before you actually have to play in the playoffs. So these guys might be returning healthy as well. So that gives a shot for the Packers as well. But
I think if the Chiefs win, I think they get the first round because I think they have a better division record.
Chiefs have to the Chiefs have to win,
there,
obviously.
Joe.
What?
No, scroll up to the Chiefs.
Okay.
Oh no, they're tied.
4-1. Now they're both 4-1. They actually do hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
They beat Tennessee? Or you saying Tennessee holds the tiebreaker?
No, because if the Chiefs win and Tennessee loses, that's the only way they're going to get into the number one again.
Right.
And Tennessee's got to play Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, right there.
No, Texans. The Colts play.
Texans. I'm sorry. Who's playing Jacksonville?
The Colts.
Oh, the Colts.
Yeah.
Well, still, I mean, you know what though? I agree with what Mike was saying to us earlier. I actually feel a little more confident knowing that it's the Texans than the Jaguars because the Texans could play spoiler here.
The Bengals most complete in the AFC as far as offense goes. But yesterday's came down to who had the ball last. And that's why they kept going for it. They went for it on 4th and goal like 4 or 5 times until they obviously got a different sequence and all they had to do.
But they also got 6 penalty flags being thrown during that whole time. And
that's the scenario. And that's where, it's a tie game already. So the worst case scenario is if you don't make it, you possibly go into overtime. But you don't want to give Mahomes, even with no timeouts, you don't want to give him enough time, and that's why I was okay with them going for it.
Well, the biggest thing that the Bengals had going their way is Jamar Chase was trying his best to tell Devontae Adams that there's a new sheriff in town. And I think he had 277 reasons why his name should be.
Yeah, and then Devontae Adams showed him afterwards that no young buck, I'm still the fucking sheriff.
To be fair, it was the Vikings. The Chiefs defense has been playing better than the Vikings in these last few weeks. So that was more impressive that Jamar Chase just could not be guarded.
I'm going to go with Jamar Chase, dude. 266 with 3 touchdowns. I mean, he broke a record.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You do realize though that the final score yesterday was like 37-10 last night. What's the
They were missing their starting.
I mean, at the end of the game, nobody actually played. It was fucking Love out there with a bunch of second stringers.
But they were missing their starting quarterback. You can't count that.
Yeah, that's true. They had no.
I think even with Kirk Cousins in the game, I think that would have been a different thing because they even held Delvin Cook down to like nothing.
Well, it's easy to do that when you don't have a good quarterback. So the team knows all you're going to do is run the football.
They couldn't pass the ball. Mannion, whatever his name is, Mannion wasn't going to do anything with the ball.
Yeah, that to me that doesn't.
That was a lopsided game.
Surprise me at all.
That was a lopsided game.
I mean, Barkley, for Christ's sakes, got 104 yards with a shitty quarterback. Delvin Cook can get 100 yards with a shitty quarterback.
I mean, there is a point there, but also it's the Bears, and the other on the other side is the Packers. So, I don't know, but I understand what both of you are saying. But even still, put the points on the side. Put the score on the aside. What Jamar Chase did single-handedly is, record-breaking, and I think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He definitely solidified his spot.
I want to go that far.
I would. I think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I'm still going with Mac Jones on that one, but okay.
I will say this: if Mac Jones played any team besides Jacksonville, it would be Jamar's by a mile. But you playing Jacksonville and you performing the way you didn't hurt Mac Jones' stock at all. Because you
got into the playoffs in your rookie year.
Right. We said this. Well, Jamar Chase did too.
Jamar Chase too.
We
won the division.
we said that Jamar
I
disappeared.
mean, no, but for quarterbacks though.
Jamar disappeared for a while. So did Mac Jones. Mac Jones had 2 horrible games, Colts and then the Bills. But that stretch Mac Jones was on, like 5, 6, 7, that 5 or 6 game winning streak, is pretty good. So it all depends on what the voters view, because like 266 yards and 3 touchdowns, that's tough to overlook.
Yeah, he had more yardage than Jones did put in the air. And that's tough to do. A wide receiver to top what a quarterback does. Quarterback generally throws more in the air than a wide receiver will catch. So, yeah, that is tough. But, like Mac Jones did have a good game. Obviously playing the Jaguars helped. He had 3 touchdowns. So I'm not saying that he's out or like it's by any means Jamar Chase and that's it. But I think Jamar Chase definitely gave himself, let the voters know, hey, I'm still here, So we'll see. As far as the NFC goes, Juwaan, do you feel the same? You feel it's the same throughout both leagues? You don't think there's a clear cut, even the Packers?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I get it. No, it makes I can understand that because like I even said to I said to you guys as well. Packers historically since 2002 have not been really good at home. So the fact that they won division obviously helps them either rest or not division, first round bye helps them rest and get their shit together before the playoffs, but they don't really have home field advantage when it comes to playing at Lambeau Field in the playoffs. So I don't really think that says a lot. The Cardinals beating the Cowboys was big for them, because they've been in a nosedive, especially since losing D-Hop. But that game could have went either way. And the Cowboys, I mean, I am surprised. I thought the Cowboys were going to win, and they almost did. But there isn't a clear cut. And with the Bucs, even at 12-4, when that's what I was saying, this is a team that is limping into the playoffs. And Brady, he had a great 93-yard drive to basically put them ahead and win the game for them yesterday with the comeback win against the Jets. But it's the Jets. And my brother even said, when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't know, because obviously I'm not in the organization, but it wouldn't surprise me. Did the Jets pull back? Because they were winning. How do you go for it in 4th and 2 with a quarterback sneak? Not even 4th and 1, 4th and 2 with Zach Wilson, who's really not that big of a quarterback. So that was a very interesting play call. Like, was that a sabotage play? Did the Jets pull back? Because that Bucs, they're good, but Brady really doesn't have any weapons now. So for them to march down 93 yards, especially that last play where the guy was freaking wide open. Was that Grayson? Was that Grayson Jr., the one that caught the touchdown?
I think so, yeah.
Like these guys, Grayson Jr., I think there's the other one was what, Johnson. These guys I never even heard of. And obviously he still has Gronk. But let's see really quick. Who do they have?
And just to answer
Tyler Johnson. Yeah, Tyler Johnson.
Hey, Juwaan. As of right now on DraftKings, Jamar Chase is the favorite over Mac Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. As of now, but you still got a game.
As of right now, Jamar Chase is minus 225 and Mac Jones is plus 175.
They're gonna hold those Colts and Bills game against him. If he had won one of those and then blew out Jacksonville like he did and won in Miami, it would go to Mac Jones. They'd rather give it to a quarterback. But again, 266 yards and 3 touchdowns.
All right. Well, that being said, let's go to it. Juwaan, you're let me get out of this. You're our latecomer, so I'll start with you. What was your game of the week yesterday?
Bengals, Chiefs.
Yeah.
And of course, you give it to him first and let me, because that was my game of the week. But
then you can talk about it as well.
Thank God there was more than one good game
that is true.
That we can talk about. So
it is true. Okay. God.
It was just I don't know what happened to the Chiefs defense. Either defense magically got worse in one game or Jamar Chase just went, I don't know, God mode, I guess.
And Burrow. Don't forget Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow was cooking. He was
nearly 450. Another
they were up 30. They were up 31-14 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Wow. Patrick Mahomes is crazy. Wait, the Chiefs were up or the
Chiefs?
Yeah,
the Bengals.
Yeah, because
the Bengals had to play catch up.
Because I actually turned off the game at 31-14 to watch the Rams and Ravens, and then when I go back, it's tied. I couldn't believe it.
Wait, that math doesn't add up. I don't think it was 31-14. The math doesn't add up.
All right, 31-17. How's that?
It was 31-17. Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I thought so. I'm like 31.
All right. Well, it could have been 31-14, and they scored a field goal afterwards. But okay, so if you want to hold 3
Oh,
points
you know what?
again-
He's right. He's right. I'm looking at it wrong. He's right. It could have been. The field goal could have came in afterwards because I'm seeing 10 points were scored in the second quarter. He's right. It could have been 31.
So it was
No.
like 31. It was 31.
No.
What was the score at halftime, Joe?
It was 28-17 at halftime.
All right, so 28-17, and then
Yeah.
KC kicked the field goal. So either way, I went to the Rams game, and the next thing I know, I went back to the KC game to see what was going on, and it's fucking tied in the fourth quarter. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the other thing too, man. The Rams, and that's what that's why I kind of agree with Juwaan, where it's like, well, who the fuck is the clear cut favorite? I mean, OBJ's having a pretty good. What has he got? 5 touchdowns in the 6th game he's been with the Rams, but fucking Stafford, man, he's making me look like a fucking retard. You know, it was like, and no
I tried
offense,
to warn you, Joe.
I know that. Yeah, it's just like, come on, man, stop. All right, the one pick where there was a jump ball. It shouldn't have been thrown, and McVay let him know about that. But like, dude, like, what's up with the fucking pick sixes, man? Like, there was no, but like, where was that? What were you looking at? Fucking Stafford.
I'm just trying to tell you his stats.
Yeah, Mike's right. Only 3 points in the second half. That Bengals team just shut them down.
That defense just like shut them right down, and like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. So I was very impressed by Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow last year, I thought was making his case of one of the best quarterbacks in the league till he got injured.
Exactly.
And then somehow he came back this year with a vengeance. He was ready to tell people, you need to pay attention to me. I matter here.
You got the Pro Bowl snub, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was snubbed of a Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing that we were talking about? Somebody was it the Hall of Fame comment, which I mean, rightfully so. This is his second fucking year.
Well, that's when he decided to go for 4,000 yards in that one game.
Yeah. So these little knocks at him, you know,
wait, who got snubbed out of the Pro Bowl?
Burrow. He wasn't picked to
last year or this year?
This year.
He got snubbed?
I believe so. Somebody said something about a Pro Bowl snub. Obviously, they couldn't have been talking about this
How
year.
could you not
last
want
year.
Joe Burrow on the Pro Bowl team?
Well,
am I right in this though? Because I'm pretty sure somebody said he was snubbed in the Pro Bowl, and last year wouldn't make sense.
I mean, pretty much this guy, if it wasn't for Dak, this guy should be comeback player of the year after what happened to him last year with his leg.
I don't think that matters. I don't think Dak playing relatively well matters. Are you serious? Head to head, you just lost.
I don't even want to put this comment. I don't even want to put the comment. I don't want to put the comment.
Put the comment.
Lamar got picked over Burrow. Pro Bowl.
Disgraciad.
Oh.
And by the way, Dak is favored to be comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year.
I don't know.
Burrow's second.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense. No sense.
Well,
it's why I don't give.
We like overrated quarterbacks. You know that's how it works.
I mean, look, both teams are
rated. I just don't think he's had a better resume this year.
No. The guy is MVP over Patrick Mahomes. The guy gets into a
wait. No, we're talking about. I thought we were talking about Dak.
4 weeks. I mean,
we're talking about Dak.
I'm talking about. I don't think Dak has been playing this season better than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think he's overrated.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's overrated.
No. Oh no. I'm talking about Lamar getting into the Pro Bowl.
I got you. Okay.
We skipped over that.
No, but Dak is on DraftKings. Dak is favored to be comeback player of the year over.
Yeah, my pick would have been Joe Burrow. I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm still going with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
100%.
But here's the other thing though too.
I mean, it doesn't matter what DraftKings or FanDuel says. It's what the writers vote for.
It does matter because they have their ears to Vegas. And if
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do they take into consideration the degree of injury?
No.
Has nothing to do with what the injury was.
No.
Okay. Because like Alex Smith coming back from literally quite possibly could never have been able to walk again. And he came back.
Actually, Alex Smith was probably there was at one point he was actually going to die. So I mean, he was on death's door, and he came back and played a final season.
There also wasn't anybody else that year Alex Smith wanted that you'd look at and go, "Well,
yeah, there's
him too."
Comeback, yeah, because his first year back from an injury.
That's what comeback player of the year is.
Yeah,
so.
that's what comeback means, Mike.
Yeah, that's what they both had.
Yeah, they both were out with the season-ending injury last year,
Right.
and because of that, the Cowboys had to go with Dalton, and we know what happened with there. All right, so yeah, but I agree, and that could have been either one of our picks. I mean, obviously Mike cried because that was one of his picks, but oh wait, hold on. No, I mean Joe Burrow was rookie last year. Yeah, that was his rookie year last year. So what is he coming back from? He was in.
No, Burrow wasn't rookie of the year last year.
He was a rookie last. He's saying he was a rookie last year. So if he was a
rookie last year. Okay, that's a rookie of the year.
Well, he's coming back from an injury. That's what he's coming back from. Granted, I understand he didn't play a full year because of an injury, but he's still coming back from an injury.
Neither did Dak. Dak didn't play a full year either.
Yeah, but Dak's been in the league. I think that's what he's saying. Like, how do you give it to a rookie if Dak's already played? I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think if you're out.
Burrow isn't a rookie this year. Burrow was a rookie last year.
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
Even though he didn't play a full season, if you played, you played.
Right.
I know that's what he's saying, but we're saying it doesn't matter how long you've been in the league. You got injured last year, which they both did. This year they came back better than they even projected to look last year.
He said because a player has been in the league. So that's why I get what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that matters when it comes to an injury.
No, not at all. Because if it did matter, then Burrow's name.
Well, hold on a second. I can understand where he's coming from. I'm going to give you the scenario. We know Jamar Chase right now is leading in the polls to get Offensive Rookie of the Year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's pretend this wasn't his rookie year. Let's pretend last year he goes down with an injury in the third game of the season, right? Mm-hmm. He comes back this year and has a really good season. How do you say it's comeback of the year? He never had a year to come back from.
No, that's not.
No. But the whole point of comeback player of the year is that if you get injured and you're knocked out, for the whole season, and then you come back the next year and prove yourself that you've gotten better after the injury, then you are the comeback player of the year. Now, the only reason why Alex Smith won this is because Alex Smith last year won from the year before or 2 years ago prior. The questions were, am I going to play again? Then it went to, am I going to keep my leg?
No, I know very well.
Then there was a point where they even said he might not even live.
I know I said that.
That's why he got the comeback player of the year.
I know why Alex Smith got it, right?
Even with a 6-10 record.
I understand. And Mike and Crayon, I know both Burrows and Dak both had a season-ending injury last season. Yeah. But what I'm understanding, what my brother's saying, although I understand he went out with an injury. So him coming back from that injury means comeback of the year, right? But I can understand what he's saying to a degree, because if you have a rookie that only played a few games and then got injured, there's no ceiling. There's no evaluation of the player because he didn't play a full season yet ever in his career. But, so a guy like Joe,
he would have looked like last year if he was fully healthy and didn't get injured.
But, okay, that
could have been a possibility that he could have done something amazing last year.
That's what I think you and Mike maybe are forgetting, is that Joe Burrow played quite a few games last year and he looked really good. The team was bad. The team was bad.
No, I agree. Burrow had a really good year.
He had a small body of work, enough for voters to say, well, he had this many touchdowns and interceptions. Now looking at a larger body of work, because you guys are going more off resume. Don't go off resume. It's as simple as you went out, I went out. Now you came back playing amazing. I came back playing amazing. Mm-hmm. Who wins?
Then in that case, you got to look at total yards. You got to look at touchdowns, interceptions. Right. And all that stuff.
No, I completely agree, and that's why I said it's that's where I was going with this. I agree. Burrow is a comeback player of the year because of the fact that he went out with an injury, and he came back to this stat. So, and also I'm going by his stats last year. Yeah, he played 10 games.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not like he played just 2 games.
That's what I'm saying. So he had a body of work enough to
Yeah.
where you can look at it and say, okay.
Yeah. Nearly 3,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. I mean, 10 games, 5 interceptions. It's not that high, but it's also not that low, but still good. He was sacked 32 times, which is bad in fucking 10 games.
And here's the kicker. You ready for this? No
51.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, and no
He
Jamar
was
Chase.
working with AJ Green.
Yeah. So I can understand that. I mean, he didn't have a full season, but he started 10 games of a 16-game season. So
I mean,
I'll
if
give you
you
that.
want, if you're going by stats, Burrow has almost 500 yards more passing yards than Dak.
I just, you know what I take it as, Mike? I just take it as this. Dak Prescott tremendously fell off. Not his game, team production. And I have to look at that game against the Chiefs where he just laid a goose egg. In the game Burrow just played against the Chiefs where he looked like a league MVP.
Right.
To me, if stats are almost identical, even if it's like
they are. If you look at it, Burrow has 34-14 in touchdown to interception, and Dak has 32-10.
What I go by is primetime games. How have you looked in your big games? We just saw Dak lose against the Cardinals, a game that we needed to win. We saw Dak get a complete goose egg against the Chiefs. We saw them lose opening night against the Buccaneers. But to be fair, that was a close game. Could have went either way, but you still lost.
That game up against Thanksgiving with the Raiders, that right there, that though you could blame more the refs than Dak on that one.
It's not just that too. There's another lingering factor. There's another lingering factor, especially in the last few weeks, that we're also forgetting because I don't have the information right in front of me. So I don't know which teams were battling it, but there also are the COVID protocols that have been crippling all these teams in the league. So there was I think around Thanksgiving, wasn't the Cowboys without all their fucking receivers?
No, they were just without Cooper and
Lamb, which is their top two.
No, they missed Lamb for like 1 or 2 weeks because of concussion, but he's been there all the other time.
No, I said COVID, whatever, with what's been going on now, but I know around Thanksgiving because I remember being at my cousin's house there, and they're Cowboys fans in the household. And we were watching the game, and they said, yeah, well, he doesn't have Cooper and he doesn't have Lamb. So I know there were games where he didn't have his whole offensive core.
Let me say this. The only way, the only way that would work, what you're saying, is if the Raiders had blown them out. And then you could say, well, geez, look what he had to play with. The fact that you could have won that game, but did not.
But in the same breath, hold on a second, though. In the same breath, though, the Raiders didn't blow them out. And he still kept it close with what he has is actually more of a testament to him. If they would have blown them out, that's actually more of a reflection of how Dak is not a good quarterback. The fact that he kept the game close and was able to perform with what he has, I think is more of a testament to Dak than him getting blown out.
Right, but I didn't say he was a bad quarterback. I think Dak's a really good quarterback.
No, but the goose egg is what I'm saying. Like some of the games that he lost, I can't fault on Dak.
No, that Chiefs game, 1,000%.
The Chiefs game, yes. No, the goose egg against Kansas City, I agree with you, yes. But I'm talking about some of the games, just like you said, look, Burrow didn't have Jamar Chase last year, right?
I'm sorry. Last night's game was on Dak. That was
that bad fumble. That was a bad fumble.
You have to know when going down.
I agree with you 100%.
All times.
I agree with you 100%.
So again,
that was a bad fumble.
And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying this like Joe Burrow has had invincible games. We know outside his division, the man is 50-50, right? But that Packers game, this Chiefs game, right? Just numerous games Joe Burrow has played to where you look at him and you go, is this Tom Brady's son? Or like, what am I looking at? Like, why is he so good?
I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I think Burrow is a better quarterback this year than Dak is. I'm 100%. Yeah. No, 100%. All right. Mike, what's your game of the week?
One second, I'm just checking something.
Do you want to go first?
And just end the Dak thing. Like I said, you beat Taylor Heineke twice, Mike Lennon and Jake Fromm. You're not beating anybody with fucking great records here, guys. So
McGlennon and Fromm definitely not. No.
All right. So this week, I'm gonna go Rams and Ravens, I guess.
Okay. All right.
It's like you said, though. I'm starting to believe in Juwaan with this Matthew Stafford thing. It looked like he was playing to lose that game in the first half. he looked like he was playing to lose. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, the defense was, I mean, even the defense, you had your secondary hitting each other. I mean, literally, one guy punched the other guy in the face.
Yeah, Ramsey hit one of the. I don't know who he hit, but I know it was involved Jalen Ramsey.
But then
Odell hit
then
somebody too.
What happened?
I'm sorry.
Odell hit somebody too. That 50-50 ball you're talking about.
Yeah.
The interception.
Yeah.
The guy caught it and went down. Odell just goes over. And again, I think he was trying to hit the ball, but just went over there and just tagged the guy when he was on the ground. So yeah, that Rams team.
But we're talking about two Rams players were fighting each other in the huddle.
How about the Cowboys? They lost. How about the Cowboys? They lost.
It's like Stephen A. says, wait for it. It's gonna happen.
But I mean, I still have faith. I still have faith in Stafford and Kupp and the offensive
Kupp,
team.
my God, I mean, what he did yesterday, and then, like I said, I texted Mike yesterday, your brother, and saying it took Matthew Stafford 59 minutes to finally use Odell.
Yeah.
I mean, and Cooper Kupp now. I mean, like Collinsworth even put up his top 4 for MVP. Cooper Kupp is in the talking now for MVP because he could win the receiving Triple Crown.
Yeah, I don't know about MVP, but Stafford has been notorious for not getting out of his own way, and I'm starting to see it. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt being on a really bad team. Yeah. Again, you look at Stafford's stats historically, he has shown that he's a good quarterback, but just not the quarterback that I thought he was going to be when given this.
I will say this
team.
Having an all-time wide receiver should get you to the playoffs. Let's say, and I know this probably isn't the exact timeline, but let's say Matt Stafford had Calvin Johnson for 6 years, right?
Yeah.
Let's just use that as an example. You should make the playoffs at least 3 of those 6 years. And the reason I say that, the only reason I say that is I watched Carson Palmer and Ocho Cinco make the playoffs. They lost first round every year. It was in rhythm, but they made the playoffs. So you have to look at it more so as, what did Matthew Stafford do wrong? Again, those teams weren't world beaters. I don't lie. But what did he do wrong that he couldn't get Megatron in the playoffs more often?
I think it was also more about the team around him, not just because it's not just offense that wins the games. That their defense has been horrible as well. He did have. I'm looking at it now. I mean, 2009 he came in. It was his rookie year. He started 10. He only started 3 games in 2010. So when was his first full season? 2011, right? Mm-hmm. So he had a good 5 solid season with Calvin Johnson because Calvin Johnson left in 2015.
I thought it was about 6 seasons, 5-6 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. So from 2011 was his first full season in Stafford to 2015. So that's 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He had Calvin Johnson. Look, they went 10-6 his first year, and 11-5 as well. So it's not like they didn't.
Did they make the playoffs?
I see. That's the other thing too. 11-5 and 10-6 are winning seasons. They just, I don't know if they made the play. I think they did.
They made the playoffs 1 year in his tenure as a Lions quarterback.
Yeah.
Pathetic. No excuses matter. Pathetic. That's pathetic. I watched Mark Sanchez take the Jets to the playoffs. No excuses.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I know everybody was high on Mark Sanchez, but we can also agree that the Jets' defense is what got them to the AFC Championship.
Right, but what did Mark Sanchez do?
Sanchez lost the game for them.
Games. He did not lose them games till later in his career.
Well, butt fumble.
And that was later in his career.
Yeah. In Stafford's rookie full season, he threw for over 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns with 16 interceptions. His interceptions have always been high. Always been high. That's always been his thing, with the exception of what was it? 1 year it was only his lowest amount of interceptions was 10. That was his least amount of interceptions in the season. Always threw for over 20 touchdowns at least, except for 2019. So Stafford's been consistent. Like, he went for that stretch, and some of it had to do with Calvin Johnson, where he threw for over 4,000 yards, almost 5,000 in back-to-back seasons.
And you think that only had something to do with the guy that you could just throw the ball in the air to?
Well, yeah, you can throw it anywhere, and Calvin Johnson's going to catch it. He wasn't called Megatron for nothing.
Yeah, some is maybe.
But there was
Predator.
was something about that team itself. I mean, look, 4-12, 7-9, 7-9, and then they had 9-7 a couple of years too, as well, without Johnson. But they just didn't have a core around him. And again, still 4,300 yards throwing, 4,500 yards throwing. He still put the ball in the air when he had to, but he turns the ball over way too much.
And that to me, I could accept that because he's from the school of Brett Favre. They'll throw the football. It doesn't matter to you, to them. They'll throw the football. But my point is, Matthew Stafford, like what Mike just said about Stephen A. Smith saying about the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford gets an opportunity. He will fail you. And
there's no excuse now. There's no excuse. Not on this Rams team. There's no excuse. Not with the weapons you have. So if they go to the playoffs, which obviously they are, but if they go in the playoffs and they end up losing the first round, unless
no. What? Anything short of a Super Bowl win, this was a failure for everybody involved.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Especially if they lose in the first round, even more so.
They lose in the first round.
Yeah, no. They got Stafford for this reason and that reason only, and of course getting Von Miller as well to help out on the defensive side.
Odell, Von Miller.
I mean, I know. I mean, the whole thing is with the Rams is this is Super Bowl or bust right now with this team. This before even getting Von Miller and Odell, when they signed Stafford, they said Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. Right. Now, let me also say, it's not an excuse, but losing Robert Woods was tough.
Yeah.
Losing Robert Woods was very.
Then that was around the time they got Odell.
Yeah.
So I think that was their.
Yeah, that's why they went and got Odell.
Yeah. I think that was their thought process. But yeah, this defense has to tighten up. They got Sony Michel, who's not he's not a scrub at halfback. They need to.
No, Sony Michel is why New England won that Super Bowl.
Yeah. You look, he had 74 yards and a touchdown. So he's got to. It's all about mental mistakes. So that's what Listen to Jim is saying. He makes mental mistakes. He makes these mental errors. I mean, how many? He's got what? I think he leads the league or leads. I think it's like the NFL record or something like that for pick sixes.
I believe
something like that. It was some weird stat. So we'll see. So yeah, Mike, anything else you want to say more about that game, the Ravens?
No.
I mean, they should have pounced the shit on them. I mean, granted, Huntley started this week, which was better than their alternative from last week, and he didn't have that bad of a game. He didn't have a good game, threw an interception and had 5 sacks. So the defense got to him. But this is the defense that is depleted, and you won by 1 point.
I tell you what, Mike said this before. I don't fully agree. I only partially agree. But the Ravens have to be careful because what's happening now, I've seen before. I saw Jimmy G come in, right, and look phenomenal. And a lot of Patriot fans go, well, clearly we don't want him over Tom, but we do want him at some point. And Tom heard that and said, no. He's got to get the fuck up out of here.
So you think they're going to ship out Huntley?
I think you have to.
I think they're going to because Lamar's unless the organization doesn't feel Lamar's their guy, which I don't see how that's possible.
A lot of people forget this. Do you remember that on to Cincinnati thing that Bill said, and then New England won the Super Bowl that year?
Yep.
You forget in that Chiefs game, Patriot fans were calling for Jimmy G. That's why everyone kept saying, "Is this the end of Brady? Is Jimmy G the heir apparent?" And then Tom Brady had to go on that crazy stretch to win a Super Bowl for fans to go, "Oh, forget about that." So if you're Lamar, you can't afford to come back and lose because then they'll say, "Well,
the scary thing is and the scary thing for Lamar is this is contract year."
Well,
can you imagine that though? Can you imagine being Tom Brady and having the resume you've had, even at that moment, and not only fans, but even to have to prove yourself at that moment, to be like, you're still your guy. I mean, that's just mind blowing to me, especially for a guy. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying. Well, I mean, Jimmy G's also made of glass, but I'm not saying Jimmy G's a scrub or Jimmy G's not a good quarterback. But I mean, it's like apples and oranges comparing him to Tom Brady, especially at that moment. You got a guy that really, it was almost like a Matt Castle or even like the other guy we were talking about, Matt Flint. He shows you a couple of good games and right away you want to give him, the starting job. It's just, I don't know.
I know, but the few games that he started right now, he's taking good teams to the limit.
You're talking about Huntley?
Yeah, Huntley.
Yeah.
He took Rodgers to the limit. Now he just took Matthew Stafford to the limit.
Yeah.
This kid's going to get signed next year. And I agree with Juwaan. I think Lamar's going to do the fucked up thing instead of having a decent backup quarterback in case, God forbid, something happens to me again next year. We got a guy that can carry the team a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you're Lamar, you saw what happened to Alex Smith. You don't ever want that as a starting quarterback. Ever, ever, ever. Ryan Fitzpatrick will never have his job back in Washington because they feel as though their future is with this Heineke kid, right?
But that's the whole thing. But in a way, though, Alex Smith, if you want to compare things with Alex Smith in his career, Alex Smith is more of a developer with younger quarterbacks. When he went to KC, he was grooming Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in San Francisco, he was grooming fucking Colin over there.
What about was he on Washington?
Yeah.
That's where he ended his career.
Who was he grooming there?
Heineke.
No.
We
didn't even know who Heineke was. Absolutely.
Yeah, Heineke wasn't. I don't think he was on that team.
No, but he was grooming, and I say Colin. I know his name is Colin, but
he was grooming Gus Frerotte. That's who he was grooming. Gus
I
Frerotte.
don't think he was grooming either one of those guys. They're
but in a way though, he knew his time was up on those teams once they got Kaepernick and once they got Mahomes. He knew where he stood.
No, you can't say that. The only reason he lost his job in both places was injury. He got the Drew Bledsoe pulled on him twice.
Yeah.
He got injured. Colin Kaepernick came in. Because here's the problem. Alex Smith was a starting quarterback for the 49ers before what's his name got there, the head coach. So when the head coach got there, his guy was Kaepernick. That was who he drafted. That's who he wanted. But you couldn't.
Yeah, well, you blame Harbaugh for that. Well,
no,
I mean,
you couldn't knock Alex Smith.
It wasn't Shanahan. That was Harbaugh back in the day when he had Kaepernick.
Right. So it took an injury, and then Alex Smith couldn't get back in because Kaepernick took him to a Super Bowl. And then you go Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes' first season, the man goes for what, 50 touchdowns? His first full season, he goes for 50 touchdowns. There was no way you were ever coming back. So it wasn't like, all right, well, you spent a few years with him, you've groomed him, now I want to put you in. No, it was just, hey, you're not my guy. That was what Reed said. You weren't my guy. I drafted my guy. I want him in. He just needed an excuse. That excuse, he was injured. Never looked back.
Yeah, that NFC playoff game that we beat the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl year, Smith was the quarterback for the 49ers, and he was the 49. They were 13-3 that year too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that he got Drew Bledsoe twice. I love that comment.
Yeah, he did. Well, no, he did. He got Bledsoe twice.
Yep.
Well, Bledsoe got Bledsoe twice because that's my quarterback. Tony Romo was my quarterback, and then fucking Bledsoe going, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he did get Bledsoe, got Bledsoe twice too. Yeah.
And that was without injury. That was being TO'd.
So if we're going to go now, because you guys picked some really good games, there are a few other games to go with, Raiders and Colts. I don't want to not acknowledge them, but if I'm going to go with the game of the week, I'll go.
If you go Jets and Buccaneers, you should.
No, you know what? I am going to go Jets and Buccaneers, and I'll tell you why. Look, again, granted, it's against the Jets. I thought the Bucs were going to be able to handle the Jets, no problems. But the Bucs are battling injuries on both sides of the field. They got bunting literally as they were.
Jets.
What?
Didn't I pick the Jets?
I don't know if you did.
I know I picked Kansas City. I know that much last week.
I know I picked the Bengals because I remember Mike saying, "What about you saying him not being able to beat his own division?" Wait.
That he can't beat anybody out of his division.
Yeah, no, we picked the Bengals except for Mike. Mike picked the Chiefs.
Okay.
Bucs. Where is the Bucs? No, we all picked Bucs.
Damn it! I thought I picked the Jets, and you guys are like, "That's insane," and I'm like,
"No. I don't think you're that crazy, Juwaan. I don't think you would have picked the Jets."
I was hoping I was.
But look again. Yes,
I don't know why I picked the Bucs taking giving 13.5 though.
I know it's against the Jets, but the fact of the matter is, especially after what happened, obviously in the third quarter with AB and him basically getting cut right there and then, a big offensive weapon that Brady lost. He's still with a little, like a minute, maybe under a minute to go. No timeouts, 93 yards. They got the winning score and they end up beating the Jets. So it was a good game. I only got to watch part of it because I was flipping back and forth between that and what was the other game I was watching? I can't remember what it was, but I did watch that final drive. Actually ended up coincidentally, I turned the game on and it was at that final drive. I was like, oh shit, because I think I was checking the scores on my phone and I saw, because I didn't want to watch the Jets and I can't stand watching Jet games. But I saw that the Bucs were down, and I'm like, oh shit, with like a minute to go. So I put the game on, and I got to see that drive. So it was a good drive. It was a really good drive. But Brady showed that Brady's Brady, and he took care of business, and that's why I'm going to pick that for game of the week. And also, too, my options were limited after you guys pick it.
I mean, look, if you see that game out of context, you think Brady retired, got injured, died, the world stopped. Thanos snapped. You think like
meanwhile 410 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Right. And then that happens. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just erupts.
Right.
But you're right. Yeah, you would have thought this. You would have thought that. Exactly. All right, Mike, I'll start with you for surprise of the week, but obviously, boom, surprise of the week. What was your surprise of the week, Mike?
I'm going to go with your game of the week.
All right.
I'm surprised how bad the Bucs looked.
Bad the Bucs looked, or the good how good the Jets looked. I think that's more surprising.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but I know he was limited, and granted, he did that last minute drive, but in a way, I question this now: is Father Time catching up with him?
No, I don't think any of the problems is with Brady. I'm not saying he doesn't make mistakes.
I think he's going to have a big problem in the playoffs. I don't see.
I agree there because of how much injuries and who's coming back, who's not. So it's.
If they get to the NFC Championship in Lambeau this year, then
it's
last
going
year,
to Packers.
This ain't going to happen. This is not going to happen. What happened last year?
That was the first thing I thought of. I know Brady historically has played in cold weather games because of New England, but at this stage of his career, at this stage of his age, the fact that he's going to have to go, who knows what the temperature is going to be coming.
Aaron Rodgers is going to make a fuck up like he did last year and have a clear path into the end zone and not take it.
I'm going to just say, I remember a year, 2011. Obviously, they lost to the Giants. Makes me sick, but
makes me happy.
Do you guys remember who
Tom Brady's warm feeling in the cockles of my heart?
Do you guys remember who Tom Brady's number 2 cornerback was that year?
No.
Julian Edelman. They went to a Super Bowl, and he had no weapons, literally none.
Yeah.
So I do believe Tom Brady could make Mike Evans work and Gronkowski work enough.
Evans, Gronk, but not only that. Like I said, he made Grayson Jr. and Johnson look like they're the next studs.
The thing. If the Buccaneers lose, it'll 1,000% be because of their defense.
Yeah.
1,000%. It won't be. Yeah. Again, when we say Father Time's catching up, I think we forget Peyton Manning couldn't throw 50-yard passes, 40-yard passes, 30-yard passes. He was dinking and dunking because he couldn't get the ball out. He had drastically fallen. They won that Super Bowl because Von Miller was a god. That's falling off. Brady's not. If that is something that's coming, he's not there yet.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see Brady. Brady's production and numbers. Surprise Seahawks scoring over 50 points, which is rare. Yeah, yes, that is true. But I mean, that was against the Lions. So, but I am surprised. I will say that.
I took Detroit with the money line on that game. That's how I felt about that game yesterday.
I'll give it to I will give Crayon that one though too. 51-29. I would never have thought that.
Crayon still has not requested anything yet.
Well, let's keep it quiet on that. But
we could do a Boba Fett show, but he can't do that. No, but seriously, that was bad. I mean, I was shocked that one, the Jets played that fucking good. And 2, that Tampa Bay played that bad.
Yeah, the defense is. Then that's what I'm saying, and that's what's scary going in. Offensively, yeah, it took them the second half to get it going, but defensively, you allowed 24 points against the Jets. So, yeah.
I mean, you look at the line. You saw 13.5. I mean, you'll be sitting there going, "Oh, this is easy."
Yeah, I agree. Juwaan, what do you got? Surprise of the week.
Shout out to your brother. because I'm going Falcons Bills. At one point, I swear to God, I thought it was 15-14.
Yeah.
And then Matt Ryan just did Matt Ryan things. I hate him. I hate everything about Matt Ryan. I hate that they were allowed to draft Kyle Pitts. He deserves better. And I hope that this franchise relocates. And that city is never allowed to have.
Atlanta's never gonna lose the Falcons.
Then you know what? I hope
that dome was built for the Falcons, not for Georgia, not for the Bulldogs. But
you know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Josh Allen showed that the Bills have two stadiums. They have theirs and then the Falcons. He made a home for himself there.
Josh Allen's legs showed that because he certainly didn't throw the ball well.
And credit to Kyle Pitts for now being, I think
they had Singletary.
Did I hear right yesterday? Pitts was like the 4th rookie to ever go over 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
rookie tight end.
Right,
rookie tight end to go over 1,000 yards in his first season. So credit to Kyle Pitts for that.
No, credit to Kyle. Kyle Pitts is probably the best part. Well, not probably, is the best part of the Falcon season. Right. It has been Kyle Pitts.
And Joe, remember the mock draft actually had Kyle Pitts going to the Giants in 1.0.
I know. I remember.
Yeah, I will say the best parts of the Falcons season this year is A, that it's over, and B, that you had Kyle Pitts. Yeah. So shout out to Mike and his Bills for handling business, because I really thought at one point, you know what, the Falcons are going to do it. They're going to help New England. They're going to beat the Bills. New England can move up. And, of course, the Falcons, in true New England fashion, choked and allowed the Bills to just completely blow them out. So
my brother's actually kind of agreeing with you. Surprise of the week for me was the Bills able to win with a bad game with Josh Allen throwing. Yeah.
Well, also Josh Allen did run one in, though, for a touchdown.
You ran 2 in. Oh, Josh Allen ran 2. Josh Allen had 2 rushing touchdowns, so did Singletary. So they did everything on the – yeah.
He had something – Mike, the Bills had something working in their favor. The other team had, that quarterback. So
Matt Ryan and
why do you hate Matt Ryan so much?
I don't know what you like about him.
I mean, I've never hated Matt Ryan.
Granted. Look, he's not that bad, but Jesus, he is a choke artist when it comes to playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
When you're one of the 2 seeds with a bye, and then the very first game you lose, yeah, you got a problem.
All right,
Matt Ryan fall under your overrated category.
So my surprise of the week is going to go to the Raiders beating the Colts. I didn't see it coming. I didn't. Juwaan, I think I think you probably picked the Raiders because you have 100%. You have that love affair with Carr. But what I was saying before you had come on earlier, I actually said this. I said that if you would have told me that Taylor would have had nearly 110 yards with the touchdown and Carr had 2 interceptions, I would have thought that the box score would have had the Colts winning the game. But the Raiders kept it close, and the Raiders ended up edging them by 3. So again,
question: who was quarterbacking for the Raiders?
Carr.
Oh, it was Derek Carr. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if
my
they
wife
won.
wanted to know because I had the game on at the end, and she was like, why is that quarterback wearing makeup? I said, what do you mean? But my head was turned. I wasn't looking. And she said, well, the guy in the uniform, the quarterback, he's wearing makeup on his face. I said, I thought she was talking about the thing to block out the glare in the sun under the eyes.
No,
Derek Carr was wearing mascara yesterday.
Derek Carr wears eyeliner, 100%.
So?
No, but the way she said it, because I thought she said he was wearing makeup. I thought he was wearing the shit under his eyes to block out the glare.
It looks like Derek Carr. I think I've said that before.
Why the fuck is he wearing fucking mascara?
But look, this was not a must win, but it was a win that the Colts probably needed to have. And of course, the Raiders can say the same thing. Raiders are still alive because of that win. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't see the way the Raiders, and this is going to basically what you were saying earlier, Juwaan, is just like it's every week when you think you have it down pat, where you're like, all right, I think this team is finally moving up a little bit, and this team is showing us what they are, and this team is showing us what they're not. And every week it fluctuates. You know, you got Carr having some really bad games. You have the Raiders playing really bad football. You have the Colts started out really bad, and then they're going on this run. Look at the fucking Dolphins. Dolphins started out bad, and they had that 6-game run.
Mm-hmm.
And then they obviously hit a wall yesterday. But Wentz couldn't make a decent throws yesterday, missed to open targets. Yeah, Wentz did have an off game. So that's why I'm going Raiders over the Colts. I did not see that coming. So Listener Jim also agrees. Yeah, Wentz, and Listener Jim said that earlier too before you came on. The Colts are not going to win a playoff game if we get that version of Carson Wentz. They're just not.
Please, let's get that version of Carson Wentz.
I think we are.
Yeah,
I think we are.
The world has no interest in seeing Colts win a Super Bowl.
I think Listener Jim is going to disagree with you there.
I said the world.
The world. Yeah, I think you're right.
The world is set for Indianapolis. Indianapolis wants it, but that's it.
I think you're right. All right, really quick, let's go over our picks. Obviously, I'm going to skip over anything that I think is not going to be necessary. But let's go. All right, so
a lot of them are not necessary because I think majority of the AFC and NFC teams don't get kicked out. It's just your seeding.
Yeah, no, it's mostly about seeding or whatever. Like the Chiefs at Broncos is necessary only because the Chiefs need to win because the West isn't solidified yet as far as division goes. So that's the first game. Chiefs at Broncos. I'm going Chiefs because they have to win that game. What do you guys go?
I'm going Broncos because I hate the Chiefs.
And I'm gonna go Chiefs because I love the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, I don't like the Chiefs either. I'm just gonna state that right now. I'm sorry guys, but I'm I've never really been a Chiefs fan. But yeah. Damn, Juwaan, cold. I think he's talking about obviously the Colts.
Yeah.
Cowboys and Eagles doesn't really do anything, right? Because both teams.
Well, no, I think for Cowboys it would be for seeding.
Eagles, it means something, doesn't it?
Well, Eagles are in the play. Well, yeah, it'd be seeding. They're both in the playoffs, and Cowboys win the division. So.
But seeding wise, though, I think if the Cowboys.
Cowboys have to show a little bit better than what they did against the Cardinals. I'm going to go Cowboys, even though the Eagles are playing better football.
Eagles.
All right. Eagles. Packers and Lions don't matter, so I'm going to skip that.
Lions.
Colts at Jaguars. That's a game that the Colts have to win, obviously.
Jaguars.
I'm going to go Colts. Mike, what do you got?
Indy.
We're going to skip
Washington and Giants don't fucking matter.
Skipping over Washington Giants, skipping over Bears and Vikings. Vikings are eliminated. Panthers at Bucs. I mean, that's just simply seeding. I'm going to go because Bucs won their division, right?
Of course.
And they're not. And Packers have already won their first round bye, right?
Of course.
So the Bucs don't have to. The Bucs don't even have to start anybody.
No. The Bucs. No. Well, the Bucs could be looking for better seeding, though.
No, what? Oh, wait. Yeah, because if they lose and the Rams win, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. All right, well, either way, we can talk about it. I'm going to go Bucs.
Bucs.
Who they play? Panthers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're going to start Sam Darnold, I heard, so Bucs.
Pats at Dolphins.
Ooh, this is tough.
I'm going to go Pats.
I'm going to go Bill Belichick.
Bill might actually single-handedly win. Saints and Falcons, no. Titans at Texans, only because the Titans have to win if they want to secure the number 1 seed.
Texans, because I want fucking Patrick at number 1. He needs a week off.
I'm going to go Texans because they're going to be playing spoiler, and a couple of times I've gone against the Texans, and they made me look stupid, so I'm going to go Texans.
I watch the Titans are going to win by 25.
Now, Steelers have to play tonight as well, so they have to win. And then, like I said, the Jaguars have to beat the Colts for the Steelers to even make a shot. But when it comes to Steelers at Ravens for next week, I'm just going to go Steelers just because I like the Steelers over the Ravens. I'm a Steelers fan.
Steelers.
Juwaan, you going Ravens?
I'm going Ravens. Ben should just retire now. Just stop.
I think it's going to be his final year.
No,
this is Ben's final year. I mean, it'd be nice to see him get into the playoffs, though.
No, I want to see him stop now.
Jets at Bills. I'm assuming
you're
going
for the
Jets.
Playoffs, I'm happy, so we're good.
Jets at Bills. You're going for the Jets, Juwaan?
Oh, yeah.
Mike, Jets or Bills?
Bills.
All right. Bengals at Browns.
Bengals.
Aren't Browns eliminated?
Not yet.
Yeah. Wait. There's there's 7. Well, what are they on
Are
the
they?
bubble? I don't know. I'm still going Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Because Bengals got to play for the number 1 seed. They still got to play everybody.
49ers at Rams.
Normally I would say it, but fuck Trey Lance. He cost me money. The Rams.
I was going to say Rams either way. Mike, Juwaan, 49ers?
Yeah.
I know you're picking schemes. I know it. Only for seeding Seahawks at Cardinals. I think Cardinals have. Oh, well, I don't know what Seahawks did against. I know it was against Detroit, but are you convinced yet about the Cardinals? Oh, fuck, I'll go Cardinals. The defense showed me some promise.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I think Russell's going to play spoiler in this one. Seahawks.
Yeah, it's kind of why I wanted to go fucking Seahawks, but I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to go Cardinals. And Chargers at Raiders because they're both playing for spot.
This is a winning you're in.
Yeah, this is a big game. This is probably one of the biggest games. I mean, I know other teams are playing for more too as well, but this game is a win and you're in. So Chargers at Raiders. Juwaan, I mean, what do you go for?
This is why they made this a Sunday night game.
You go for your love affair with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, or
no,
your boy Derek Carr?
No, I don't want to pick it at all.
This is tough because again, what do you get? You get the Chargers that win like in yesterday's game, or do you the one that they shit the bed on? So they're playing in Vegas. I think the death of Madden is pushing the Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders. For John. So Juwaan, you're not. You're not.
I'll pick. Look, no disrespect to John Madden. God rest his soul. But unless Casper is coming out, there is no ghost strong enough to defeat the Chargers. So, yeah, I'm going to go Justin Herbert. Solidifies my Super Bowl pick of Packers and Chargers.
All right. Well, listen to Jim's pick and Guyliner for the win. That's awesome. All right. So he's going. So you're going Chargers. Listen to Jim says Guyliner and the Raiders.
I have to go Chargers. I can't leave.
No, I get it. Mike, overrated quarterback or Justin Herbert?
The guy I said that would be in 3 to 5 years be something, or do I pick the fucking quarterback? I hate second most hated quarterback in my life.
I think you're going Chargers.
I think we're running on John Madden. I think Allegiant Stadium now should be renamed John Madden Stadium.
No.
Yes, it should.
It's whoever pays the bills. You know that, right?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It's a sponsorship. It does matter. It's
the reason why Al Davis' son should name that fucking stadium John Madden Stadium. Like Lambeau Field is named after
but Lambeau Field is also owned by stockholders. It's not an owner.
Doesn't matter to me. It belongs to John Madden.
John Madden's getting a statue, and that's as far as you're getting.
Yeah, you don't have to call it Madden Field. I mean, Madden's already got a video game named to a bad
John
video
Madden
game,
Stadium. I love the name.
Crayon Dude says Chargers.
Fuck.
I already put down Chargers for you, Mike.
Do I pick Mascara Boy or do I pick the Chargers? You ready to put me down for the Chargers?
Yeah. So you want to go Raiders now, don't you?
I want to say Raiders now because you just jinxed
the Raiders.
God, I hate the Raiders. I hate Derek Carr. Fuck it, Chargers.
All right, I already got you down for it. Yeah, no, it should be a good game, and that's a Sunday. So there's no Monday night game. It's Sunday night, and that's it, right?
That's it. Yeah. There's never a Monday night game on the last
2 Saturday games.
Season. 2 Saturday games, both on ABC and ESPN.
All right, so we got a good weekend of football. I can't wait, and we finally don't have to be far. What do you call it? A game behind when we do our show next Monday because there is no fucking Monday night game. So that's good. If Raiders were still in Oakland, they should name the field after Madden. All right, that makes sense. I still don't think he would have gotten a field name after him. Maybe like the street that the field is on, like John Madden Way. But it's tough to name a stadium after anybody because, like I said, these stadiums are named after sponsors. Those are paying the bills.
You know, the funny thing is, he actually mentioned that with the Eagles playing.
Here we go. Here we go. There it is.
Now I'm gonna explain this to Crayon Guy. This is what Steve Belichick does. He thinks about his wife or his girlfriend.
Hold on, you got two.
Really?
Requests. You got two requests. It's the same sentence. You got to read the whole sentence.
I can't do Terry Bradshaw.
That's what she said.
I don't know how to do fucking Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, no, how would you?
No, Crayon dude. I do Stephen A. impressions. I don't do Terry Bradshaw impressions.
Okay, so let's see Steve Belichick then.
All right, so this is Steve Belichick. See, he thinks about his wife or his girlfriend. The legs are open, the eyes part. Here he goes.
All right, that is just gross. you took it. You know what you did?
I just took pussy to a whole new fucking level.
Yeah, I mean, they also said pussy, and so there you go. But yeah, so
like
this is again. We got one more week of football, and then it's playoffs. Playoffs. But yeah, no, it's good. We had a good weekend of football this weekend, so I can't complain. Sunday was filled with whatever, and we got a decent game tonight because the Steelers are playing for something. But wait, as are the Browns, right? Are the Browns eliminated?
I don't know. Pull up your chart again.
Pull up your pants.
My pants are up.
All right, hold on, really quick. NFL playoff picture. I don't think they are.
I think they were. Because they said yesterday going in, all 4 teams were
they're 13th on the list right now.
All right, so
they're eliminated. They're literally under the fucking list of eliminated. So sorry. Yeah,
the Patriots logo is getting shredded over here.
So yeah, Dolphins, Browns, Vikings, Falcons, Broncos, they've all been eliminated. So they're out. So only the Steelers are playing for something. So yes. And listen to Jim. That's all I would have had to say. All I would have to have seen is this. Look, Browns are out. They have 8 losses. Browns are done. We got one more. Stephen A. Smith impersonation. Yeah, it's not that good though, and it's also borderline, could be borderline offensive.
I know Derek Carr. I have taken him shopping for his Mac makeup and made him wear a pretty dress to take him.
Is Derek Carr your brother from another mother?
But there is no way Derek Carr is going to beat Justin Herbert in John Madden Stadium.
All right, you heard it here first. Michael A. Smith.
What the hell?
Juwaan is slowly fading.
Juwaan, in complete embarrassment, has left the screen.
Juwaan, you know what you just remind me of? You remind me of the Homer Simpson meme.
When he just went into the bush.
When he's going
back. Shit. Steve Belichick, Bush. Get it?
Yes, I got it. All right, guys. Stay tuned next week for our final Monday morning quarterback of the regular season. Obviously, we're covering the playoffs. I do want to thank all of our listeners. We've had some new ones. So Dr. Derpy also was part of my Cobra Kai stream yesterday. So thank you for coming on in.
Crayon Dude, I deserve an Oscar.
Crayon Dude always. Mike, listener Jim, Stella Dober came in saying, "How about that Cowboys?" Which made little to no sense. Stella! And yes, Guy Liners unite. Give this guy an Oscar, please. I don't know about that.
Thank you. You like me.
I think he'll settle.
Me.
I think he'll settle for a burger.
I'll take a cheeseburger right now.
I know, bro.
They're very tasty right now,
bro. I know you, Juwaan. Thanks for coming on. You battling something? You sick?
Yeah, I think I have COVID.
It sounds like you're not feeling well.
Yeah. Don't say that. God forbid.
No, but even still, thanks for coming on. You could have texted me saying you weren't feeling well. I do appreciate you coming on. I thought you were just sleeping. You were. That's why I didn't want to bother.
No, I was.
I sent you. Everybody was asking about you. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me wake the nest a little bit. Let me rattle the cage. But I didn't want to push it because if you were sleeping, I don't want to bother you.
No,
so thanks for. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Obviously, feel better. Let me know. Obviously, any updates. Let me know how you're feeling. Mike, thanks for coming on as well. See you guys next week. All right. And again, everybody else, thank you. Have a enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week as Stephen Belichick shows you the art of cunnilingus. Guys, I'll see you soon. Have a great day.